press the record so I don't fuck that up. Okay.
Alright.
We're here. What's up?
We're recording? We're live?
Yeah, we're recording live.
Sweet. My god, I think we nailed it.
So we need to turn that music off. There.
Oh, now we nailed it.
Okay, now it's nailed.
Everything's good though.
Yeah.
Alright. I find it hard to believe. Nah, I mean, we are at episode 28, so we better get it by now.
I mean, if you follow that, then then we should be good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Let me double check that Okay, we got microphone sound, so yeah, we're good.
Nice.
We got video, we got sound.
How's it going, people? I guess we're here at episode 28, and yeah, let us know if anything's funky, because like I said, we had a couple issues last podcasts. You might not have noticed it, you might have, but
what happened?
I think we didn't record or something.
Oh,
that's
right.
probably something they might not even notice. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But anyways, glad to be here. Welcome anybody who's here to join us. We're gonna talk about a few things and talk about some stuff. Stuff that's viral.
Yeah. Check us out on Apple and Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram.
I put ice in this like 5 minutes ago. It's already gone.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did you put warm water in there?
No. It's just that hot.
It's not that hot though.
It's not that hot. Yeah, downstairs it's pretty hot. But anyways, let us know where it's, if you got some people that are not in Washington, if it's hot where you're at. We're over here like 85 degrees, 90, and we're all like melting over here. Like it's hot.
It's humid here though.
Yeah, it was pretty hot yesterday.
Like when
was
it was
yesterday?
I don't know if it was yesterday, but the other day when it was like 97, 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just muggy. It wasn't even
super hot.
It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like sauna-y. You know what I mean? With the humidity.
Yeah. It's not fun.
I literally just thought it was like 85, but like super humid. Like it didn't feel significantly hotter; it just felt more muggy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Remind you of California?
No, California was more of a dry heat.
Yeah, California, man, that was brutal. I'll never forget it.
Well, you lived in bars, so that's different. That's a totally different type of heat. You get the 110 degree, but it's all dry.
I always like to think of it as like two types of heat. So you got like the sun, the direct sun rays, and then the hot air. So you're just like fucking getting double whammied. That's what I remember most about it. You're just like, you're trying to breathe and you're breathing in hot air and you're just like, and you're getting, beamed by the sun. It's just like, oh my God.
The last
taking a few showers a day.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas since I was for 16 years, for 12 years when I was 16. Geez, getting that math backwards. But I remember getting
11 years ago.
12
years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember getting out of the car. We had a nice air-conditioned car. Got out of the car and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die." But you get used to it pretty quick. But like, it's pretty shocking. Because it was like 65, maybe 70 in the car, and I jumped out, and it was 110 degrees. Like that's a huge difference in temperature.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh my God!" When I got out of the car.
I had a reminder when I went to Las Vegas in September, because that's also the first time I've been there since I was 16, 17 actually, I guess, when I left.
Even longer for you.
So no, that's
20 years.
That was only 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. I mean, yeah,
only 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. That is a while. So I got reminded it was funny because when I left Seattle on the plane, it was like lightning and thunder and it was like a storm, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually getting in a plane when this is going on. I was like, this reminds me of like the Twilight Zone, when John Lithgow was on the plane and shit. I'm like, fuck, am I going to see an alien on here? So we leave and it's raining and lightning and stuff, and then as we get to Las Vegas, it's just, I can't tell that it's hot because I'm in the plane.
Right.
I just know it's nice out. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then as soon as I get out there, just heat wave just hits me. I'm like, oh shit, I remember this.
It's like you don't remember, but then the second you hit it, you're like, oh, that's familiar.
Yeah. Like,
I know that feeling.
It's different because I had a black trench coat on too, and I was still wearing it when I got out. I was like, holy shit!
You got in Vegas with a black trench coat on. That's like the worst.
Yeah, I get out there. There's taxis everywhere, and it was kind of weird, man. See the taxis with like all the recreational marijuana that they're promoting, advertising on top of all the taxis.
Yeah,
that was one of the things I noticed. I was like, "Whoa!"
I didn't know
that's kind of.
It wasn't like that when I was down there last. So.
I think it's recently become legal.
Okay.
Within a year, I want to say 6 months, maybe.
It seems like Nevada would be the first place to make it legal.
You would think
they have legalized prostitution and fucking
good point,
gambling, and you can drink outside.
It is funny. I always wonder like how these cities and governments dictate what's worse than the other. Like, where does alcohol sit? Where does prostitution sit? Marijuana, like, what's worse than the other? It always ends up being that. It seems like now it's taken a turn, but it's always like marijuana has been worse than alcohol. You know what I mean? Or not as accepted. You know what I mean? I mean, we're fighting to get it in stores, and finally it's recreationally tolerated, but not like alcohol. And it's gonna eventually, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's just funny how it's like, nah, like using that as an example, like we're okay with alcohol and prostitution, but with the weed, hold on, slow down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we're like exact opposite over here in Washington. We're just like, yeah, weed's cool.
Yeah,
we're like, slow down with the prostitution, guys.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on prostitution?
That's a good question. I mean, so it's funny because I agree with it, disagree with it, and I'll explain what I mean by that. I think it's okay on the note that it's a person's own body, and if they want to exploit their own body like that and make money that way, so be it. I respect that, is what I'm saying. I'm okay with that. On the other hand, if there's no way to regulate that, like for instance, I don't want to be driving down the road with my 7-year-old daughter and see it openly on the streets. Like if there's some way, I don't know how you would be able to talk to make it legal and keep it in a professional business type setting.
If you made it legal though, you could just have like designated areas, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The way it is now, it's all black market and sneaky, and you know you got women and some. I don't know how it is really. Well, I've seen some, you know, like, what would you call it, like small time, low budget, like over there in Yakima. I've seen some girls prostituting, and then where else have I seen that? In Seattle on Aurora Avenue. Yeah, there's some people prostituting. It's just like out in the open. They're very obvious with it.
I've never seen prostitutes in real life.
You haven't? Well, you can tell.
As I was saying, I would know, I'm sure, if I had seen
You
them.
can tell, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
It's I don't know. I mean, it's hard to explain how you know. But anytime I've ever seen it in a car, it's very obvious that they're trying to get your attention. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't know you. You're driving by, so it just you can tell usually by looking at them. They're kind of run down, tore up a little bit.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it should be illegal. I mean, I don't need that, but
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have a problem.
I don't know. Like, if you want to sell your body, fine. That's your body, whatever. Also, if you want to pay for sex, if that's your MO, you know what I mean? Whatever.
So I guess me and you were kind of like on the same page, except maybe it'd have to be like an indoor closed door type setting to where we can keep it segregated from a family running into that.
Also needs to make sure that if it's legal, you have to make sure that they're safe. You know what I mean?
Right. What's up, Andrea? How's it going? Is that your friend?
No.
Oh.
What's up?
What's up?
Is that your friend?
No. What are you talking about? They're everywhere. Prostitution or hookers? Is that what you're talking about?
Here's the weird thing about prostitution. So you think about like porn stars get paid to have sex.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing though.
And
if you have a camera on you, it's legal. You take away the camera, all of a sudden it's illegal. It's the same thing though.
Exactly. And it should be, and not only that, it's a little more dangerous because none of them are being tested. Like in the porn industry, you know, they're going through some testing and stuff. They're making sure girls are clean and guys are clean and everybody's okay and without diseases and stuff. I'm almost certain that's not really regulated.
Yeah. Well, it is in the porn industry.
Not in the porn. I'm talking about on the streets, like in the prostitution black market setting.
Right.
You know what I mean? None of that's mandatory. So
they would have to have it.
Taking a risk.
They'd have to do it so the clients had to be tested. Like, hey, you got to come in with your most recent screening. It has to be within the last 2 weeks or a month or whatever.
The thing about that is, like, if you put that in like a business setting like that, it's funny because, like, if you like legitimately turned it into a digital business and you're like logging people's names, they're gonna have a problem with that because now there's a paper trail of them being in that establishment.
Well,
maybe there's some married men that don't want that or something, or, you know, something like, I don't know. They want to be discreet. Exactly. So I can see that being a thing for some people. They might not flourish as much as they would if they weren't. So
well, maybe they can do that while just still having like anonymity. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you know how
policy.
You know, it's kind of like when you go see a psychiatrist or whatever.
Yeah.
They can't tell you. Like, I can't tell you about my patients, all my other patients.
Yeah. See, we've got this figured out already, man.
Yeah.
Shit, I think we're coming up with a business plan.
Client confidentiality for all them fucking cheaters out there.
Right? Not that we advocate at all, but we do. I definitely advocate protecting people's privacy. You know, I don't care. I don't want to know if they're a good person or, you know, bad person unless they're, you know, obviously doing something treacherous. I don't want to be associated with them.
Yeah, and I mean, having sex with prostitutes doesn't make you a bad person, but I don't need to know people's sex lives anyway. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't need to know what you're doing.
I don't need to know your orientation. I don't need to know who your partners are, and so all that's your own business. It's kind of like I feel the same. I kind of treat it like weed and alcohol too. You know, like my employees, I don't really drug test them and shit. Yeah. Obviously, you know, I could if I wanted to, and ideally I want everybody not high, but I make it very clear. I'm just straight up. I'm like, you know, what you do on your own time is your own thing. I definitely don't want you drunk or high on the job ever.
Or hungover.
Yeah, if it's impacting and affecting your work, performance, then we got a problem. Other than that, I don't give a shit what you do with your own time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I treat it.
Yeah.
It's the same regard though.
Just like fucking snoring lines off hookers and shit.
Yeah.
Coming to
Same
work.
regard. If you want to go prostituting on your own time, you can do that. It's none of my business. And like I said, man, there's no disrespect. Like if that's some people's, I don't understand. Maybe I do understand it. Because if someone paid me, I mean, I would be a porn star if someone came up and said, "Dude, you want to be in porn?" I would at least give it a thought. Actually, I wouldn't just sit here and say I would. I would give it a thought.
I would give it a thought. The only reason I would consider not doing it is just because if you ever want to be like successful in the public, then if you're ever a porn star, you're so fucked.
Yeah, it kind of.
If they ever find out about that, they'd be like, "Yeah, he used to be a porn star." There was like a woman. I forget what show it was. She was on a kids show though. I don't know if you remember this. What it was. But they found out she used to do infomercials for like dildos and shit, and they took her off the kids show.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's not even. I mean,
not even that.
Commercial for, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of where that falls.
It's like those late night commercials.
I guess it's a sex toy, but it's, I don't know. It's not that bad.
They
it's
didn't
kind of
want
harmless. You know what I mean?
Whatever it was, Nickelodeon or whatever, didn't want to, Disney or whatever, didn't want to be associated with that. So I think that's ridiculous.
That does sound pretty ridiculous. It's like that one old lady that talked about sex. Remember that lady?
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. She would answer a bunch of sex questions.
It's kind of.
I wonder if she's alive still.
Dude, she'd be old as fuck.
Or if she's still I mean, like I said, digital.
She was like 60 or 70 then, wasn't she?
If she was smart, she'd be doing that as a podcast right now. I hope I'm wrong, and she's already been doing that on episode 390 or whatever.
So this we're gonna change the theme of this podcast. It's gonna be a sex podcast. The virus is it's an anti-STD podcast now. We're making sure you don't get the virus.
Right? Andrea's like, what the fuck did I just walk in? What the hell did I just fall into? Let's put it that way. Yeah. Where are you from, Andrea? Are you from Washington or somewhere else? I'm gonna guess East Coast.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'm gonna say New Jersey. Just a wild, random fucking guess.
Massachusetts.
Solid.
That'd be a cool place to live.
Right? I think anywhere. I'm really due for some travel, man. Yeah. I've never really traveled. For someone my age, it's like deprived myself from seeing the world.
I really feel like I need to go back to California.
Yeah. What's up, Jim?
What's up, Graham?
How's it going? Welcome back.
I just want the nice weather, it's like the older I get, the more I start dreading. Right when daylight savings time hits, and you're like, oh, now it's dark at fucking 4:45.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, we got 6 months of this.
I know. I hate
every single time that hits, it's just like the dread kicks in. You know what I mean? And I just need to move somewhere where it's nicer.
That's it just got me thinking when you were talking about that. It's kind of a good point. We've really how long has this pandemic started? January, February, would you say?
Well, the whole the US taking action was the beginning of March, so it's almost 6 months.
So March. Okay. So you bring up a good point and got me thinking right now. We've only been through the brightest time of the year during this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And now we're starting to get into the dark and cold and miserable times through the pandemic.
So I think people are doing kind of fine right now because they're still having fun.
Exactly.
Not thinking about it.
I think it's going to take a dark turn. Yeah. Pardon the pun. Like I said, it's going to start getting dark early and all that. But
I think I've figured it out though. See, I just hang out with some friends. You know what I mean? And we go and do whatever. I remember I was thinking about. I was like, "Fuck, skateboard. You can't really skateboard." But I used to skateboard in the fall and stuff. You just have to pick your days. You're like, "Okay, it's not raining today. We're going skateboarding."
Yeah.
Whereas today, it's like, I'll go skateboarding tomorrow, You don't really have that option in the fall and shit.
Although we are getting some rain tomorrow and the next day, I think.
Are we?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's just how we work.
Yeah.
We just get a couple weeks of...
I really wanted to go skateboarding today, but I forgot my skateboard in Heather's car.
Bummer.
And so I didn't have the time to today, so... I was like, oh, let's go tomorrow. Apparently not. Well, it depends on how much it rains and how fast it dries. If it's raining all day, I'm screwed.
Yeah, but
what were we talking about?
Going back to what I was saying, like it's going to take a dark turn, man. Like, and the reason I'm talking about that, and it got me thinking about that, is because I was listening to the news, and they're talking about, I don't remember what the numbers were, but it's substantially high with depression and suicide rates, especially with the younger the kid is.
What, the seasonal depression or the COVID depression?
During this pandemic, yes. It has gone up substantially is what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I was saying. Combination of that and then
and the seasonal depression together.
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's a horrible speculation, but I just have a bad feeling about it. Hopefully I'm wrong.
Here's what you guys got to do. Just take what I did and apply this to your life, okay? Because this COVID depression was hitting me too. But I've surrounded myself with like a small group of people that I like hanging out with, you know? So we have some people to hang out with. And then you got to get some hobbies. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I got skateboarding, art, and video games, which I all repicked those up during the pandemic. Because before the pandemic, it was literally, I'm going to school and I'm working out and hanging out with friends. That's all I was doing. So I had to pick up like these hobbies that you can kind of do at home, you know, and
filling that free time.
Occupy yourself, and so you're not sitting there just consuming the news. Also, just don't consume the COVID-19 news. Like, you already know it's bad. You know how to keep yourself protected. Just do that. And don't, watch YouTube videos on the coronavirus all the time, because that'll just make you anxious. So,
yeah. Shit, I would even... Furthermore, I would just say consume less in general. I'm even guilty of that right now. I should probably consume less. I'm going to practice what I preach. But yeah, man, I'm really worried about that, so hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully things... don't go that direction. But it's funny, it's so ironic because I heard that on the news earlier today, right? And then Malia's grandma dropped her off, and she was telling me, she was all kind of distraught and was telling me how literally just within, I don't know if it's yesterday or the day before or what, that her best friend called her and told her that her son died or nephew died and killed himself. Wow. Taking a bunch of pills and overdosing or something like that. She was all upset about that, and I was just talking to her about that. I was like, that's so weird. I just heard that on the radio. And he wasn't a kid though. He's 26, so kind of. He's young. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's a thing right now. So that's what I was saying, man. It's very real, and I just hope it doesn't go bad. And let's hope for the best. Let's put it that way.
Pick a hobby that gives you some cardio.
Get some, yeah, exactly.
Because that will help with your depression for sure. You gotta get your body moving.
God, I need to find the time to do that. I need to force time to do that.
Because I'm not really exercising besides skateboarding, but skateboarding is like a hell of an exercise. Like a cardio exercise at least. I've been trained doing that.
Yeah. I've been wanting to play some basketball, man.
Yeah?
Bad, yeah. Just hearing people at the court next door playing constantly, and then I'm watching like the Michael Jordan documentary. It's getting me pumped on basketball again and shit. I'm like, man, I just want to shoot some hoops, dude. Plus, I'm getting out of shape.
I would come shoot some hoops with you, but I'm very fucking bad at it.
Anybody can get better at it. That's the thing, dude. That's what's great about basketball, dude. It's just a constant improvement. It's like skating. It's just a constant improvement.
You gonna show me how to do it?
What's that?
I got it. You teach me how to shoot some hoops. I'll teach you how to skateboard. I'll get a longboard.
I'm not saying that. I realize
now we start making fun of you.
I realize it's better not to have the longboard. You're either gonna skate or you're gonna walk with the pack. That's funny. Or just not go.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if you had like some friends that all longboarded and you're like bombing hills and shit, that'd be kind of cool. But if you're gonna go hang out with your dudes that are like doing skateboarding tricks, you're riding a longboard.
You're just like,
it's gonna be a weird
pulling your longboard, checking them out. Like, yeah, it's cool, dude.
So either that or you're riding in a circle in the parking lot. Like, all right, dude.
Get you guys on the flip side.
Longboards aren't bad. They're just more for cruising. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's hauling ass. I've seen some people haul.
I'd say if you want to get in the extreme side, you can start bombing hills and stuff. But I mean, if you're gonna start bombing,
dangerous.
I was like, if you're gonna start bombing hills on a longboard, you might as well just skate with us because it's probably just as dangerous, or probably more dangerous actually, to bomb a hill on a longboard because you go so fast on those things.
I'm like trying not to laugh. They're just reminding me of this video I seen very recently of this. See, this is me consuming, but consumed something pretty funny. It was just a short video. It showed a girl that was longboarding down a hill, just bombing, as you said, just hauling ass, right? And she's just comfortable, relaxed. All of a sudden, getting the wobbles going on, and she just bails, dude. And I mean, she was hauling ass, dude. She's sitting there just on concrete. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. But the way she fell is it just, you know, when people
He's laughing, that bitch died.
You know when people get hurt in a funny way, it just looks funny. It was one of those. It was just like, oh my god, that was fucking hilarious. I'm sure it was not funny to her. I'm sure she probably got hurt pretty bad.
Jesus. Well, Ben's a psychopath,
right? Probably lost her life, but it was pretty funny.
It's a very comical way to die.
Yeah.
You can get seriously fucked up on longboards, man.
Yeah, I know. I see that after watching that video. I mean, couldn't believe that you're really going that fast on it, but looks like fun.
Yeah.
Just regardless of what Danny's saying is, don't go hang out with your skater buds with a longboard.
Yeah. Also, don't be the person that's like, oh yeah, I'll skateboard with you guys. I'm gonna buy a longboard. Don't do it.
Yeah, consult with your skater buddies before you buy that longboard.
Here's a good analogy. Hey man, you want to go play some guitar with us? Yeah man, I'm gonna go get an ukulele. You're like, there's nothing wrong with the ukulele, but no, dude.
Right, I was gonna say, you just offended a ton of uke players.
No, they don't mix together. You're not gonna play guitar and ukuleles together. I mean, maybe if you're playing like acoustic guitars, you could like mix it together. But there's no way you're gonna be playing metal and then some dude's like playing a ukulele on the side, you know?
That's funny. So yeah, let's see here. I think we might, I don't know if we ever did come to a conclusion on the prostitution talk or not. We kind of just segued into one thing into the next. But I guess to conclude that conversation, to backtrack a little bit, yes, I'm okay with it. The only thing I'm really not okay with is kids being exposed to it. So we already talked about that solution, just making it like a strip club type setting, basically, or whatever.
There's perfect. Yeah, have like a gentleman's club.
Basically, yeah. Exactly. Just a gentleman's club where you take it a step further.
I mean, that's what it, well...
I mean, stuff like that.
That's what they initially were anyways.
And I'm pretty sure stuff like that happens in a gentleman's club anyway, you know what I mean?
It's a brothel gentleman's club.
There's like, they got a back room, and then they got the back room for, you know, the stuff it's on the hush-hush.
On that note, never go to the champagne room in the strip club.
That's what I'm saying, champagne room.
It's a waste of money.
Have you been there or something?
No, but every person I know that's ever been has said it's a waste of fucking money. Unless the girl legitimately likes you. If the girl legitimately likes you, though, she's not going to try to sell you the champagne room, though, is the thing. You know?
I bet you champagne room sales went up when that song came out.
Is that a song?
Oh, yeah, remember? Who did that song? Somebody help us out. Who did the No Sex in the Champagne Room song? For some reason, I'm thinking it was Dave Chappelle, but it was not. There's no way. No way. Jamie Foxx? Jamie Foxx.
Sounds like something Jamie Foxx would do.
Yeah. I think it's Jamie Foxx. Don't quote me. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But yeah, I bet you that I feel like I never even heard of a champagne room until that song came out. And then
I don't even know if I would like going to the strip club now. I can't even go to the strip club. I can't even test out that theory.
Why?
Because the strip club's not open. Is the strip club open right now?
Could be. Who knows?
Getting lap dances from random bitches during the pandemic.
Lap dances with face masks. That's fucking hilarious.
That's my new fetish.
I bet you anything that's happening somewhere. You know it is.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, these businesses got to make money, dude, or they're going under.
They need to get like a sanitizing spray. You just walk in, they spray you, and they're like, all right, you can get as many lap dances as you want now.
Right. It's like a hydroxychloroquine, whatever.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Mist spray. What is it?
Hydroxychloroquine.
Chloroquine. There we go.
You got it.
Nailed it. Just like a misting system. You just walk through it.
Yeah, it can be automated. You just, it's like an automatic, like when you walk through the doors, it makes a ding noise, but it just
hits all. Yeah, it's like a metal detector. It just hits, it's like a car wash, and you just walk through and it's like.
Right, hey, close your eyes.
That kind of make it feel like the future. You walk through that and just hear the. And you just come out the other side. Feel like you just came out of a cryogenic lab or something.
You are now sanitized.
Yeah, have the robot lady say that.
Enjoy your day.
That'd be fucking awesome, dude. Please tell me we're going that way. That would feel so futuristic.
I would do that just because it'd be hilarious.
Right?
Plus, that's something I would love, you know what I mean? I love being sanitized, so sanitize me the fuck up. No, not a bleach bath. Jesus. Took that to another level, Grandpa.
Right?
Bleach bath.
I'm not trying to look like Michael Jackson.
I'm saying like spray some Germex on us, you know what I mean? Or something that, maybe not Germex because I get all coming out all moist.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Yeah, these are all good ideas. These are all good ideas.
We shouldn't have said that on pod. We can come up with that invention.
I'm telling you, we just came up with a business idea.
The $1 million idea.
Yeah, we just keep building on this thing.
Are you Trump now? Are you Trump now, Grandpa? Inject the bleach?
Exactly.
You're like 2 months late on that joke, okay? Why you make that joke so late?
I mean, yeah, that's what he says. That's the go-to. Inject it. But let's see, what do we got here? You talked about school.
Did I talk about school?
You brought it up for a second, and it got me thinking about that, so I put it off for a second. But let's bring it back to school. Jay Ensley was talking about school, and he was saying, obviously where matters are high with the COVID-19, remote learning is kind of going to be implemented as far as the next school year goes, going into it. And then, I wanted to ask what your thoughts were. Like, are you looking forward to going back to school this next year? Like, what's going on? How do you think it's going to play out? Do you think it's going to be normal? It's all going to be remote learning again? Are you psyched on that or what?
Well, see, so the kids that aren't in college did do it in the spring, so I guess they kind of already have a primer on it. I've been doing it for 2 quarters now. It's pretty shit. It's pretty shit.
So you're not looking forward to it?
Yeah, see, the thing is, I have teachers that are half-assing it and then get annoyed with you if you half-ass it. It's just kind of shit, And
that was one of my questions, too. Like, do you think online work is effective or it's useless? Or
and here's one of the reasons why. Because you get all your tests and stuff online. And here's the thing. When you do a lot of... Your brain doesn't memorize things on screens as well as it does learning in person or through books, like actual books and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when you're learning everything online, you don't retain the information as well. On top of that, when you take quizzes online and you're not in a classroom, you can just cheat.
Yeah.
And I guarantee I cheat on every fucking test. And there's no way they can prove if you're cheating. So there's
unless they watch it.
There's no incentive to not cheat unless you're legitimately going to school just to learn.
Oh, your teacher's on right now.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah.
No, I know what you're saying though. You're right. I mean, there's no regulation, so it's kind of just fucking wild
Here's
west.
Me. I get a question. It's so crazy. You can sometimes the teachers will give. They don't even make up the test. It's like the teachers are like getting on your case for being lazy. The teachers are fucking lazy. They give you tests. They have the same questions every quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can copy and
paste. Are you learning anything?
Not that much. You can copy and paste a question into Google and find the answer to that specific question. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the experience thing you're talking about. The experience is what makes a huge impression and an impact on your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And with staring at a screen for every experience with every subject.
Yeah, doing every class online. It's like
I can see that not being
sometimes
effective.
It takes me like 3-4 hours to do my homework in a day.
Yeah.
Sitting at a screen trying to learn for 4 hours is torture.
I can see that, man. I gotta stare at a screen for hours sometimes too, and I absolutely fucking hate it.
It's like when you go to school, unless you're like in elementary school, you change teachers and people around you every class. You get up, you walk around, you go to a different room, to a different setting, so your brain resets, and it's a different experience with every class.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I was saying. It's like you were saying too. It's more the impressions more impactful because it's a personal experience.
Yeah.
And you're just in it, you know what I mean? You're not like staring at a screen. It's not the same repetitive shit for every...
Yeah. It's more like a technical manual for me. You know, you ever read like a technical manual and try to retain any of the information from it? That's how online learning feels to me.
Yes, I have to do that quite a bit. It's tough. I have to keep reading the same manual sometimes because sometimes it's been a while. I got to revisit it, you know? Mm-hmm. What I'm talking about is more like instruction manuals for systems and stuff, but even then it's kind of the same thing.
That's what I mean though. It's just like
retaining all that little details and shit.
Yeah,
it's
and then I can't seem to pick the right classes too, so I'm just so annoyed with this quarter. Like I took my botany class because I assumed that it would be mostly about planting plants and growing plants.
Yeah,
that's such a small portion of the class. The rest of the class is literally learning just a bunch of scientific jargon the entire time, like the scientific names of parts of the plant and memorizing them and fucking regurgitating that information into a quiz. That's like the entire class basically. I'm just like, oh my god. Botany was supposed to be fun, okay? I thought it was gonna be like a gardening class, not a fucking science class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my music appreciation class is not so much about music appreciation. It's like a music history class almost. It's like I get these music. I have to study specific periods, like the Beethoven period and stuff, whatever, which is cool. But I assume, like, let's study, you know, one of his symphonies. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about the symphony. That's only like 10% of it. The rest of it's like, who was Beethoven's third wife? I'm like, who fucking cares? Who gives a fuck?
How is this relative to music?
Yeah. What is this about music appreciation? Just name it music history. Okay?
I mean, unless he, like, you know, I don't know, like, had just got done having sex with her and like, after that wrote, you know, the whatever piece he's famous for. I don't understand why his marriage has anything to do with it.
I mean, I'm just like,
it's a history lesson.
I'm exaggerating, but it's a long, you know, it's like the history
lesson
of the artist.
Okay.
More than it is about the actual pieces as much.
Hey, maybe you don't know yet. Maybe there's some at the end. You're gonna find out how this ties into it. Who knows,
dude?
man?
This is like the last week, so no.
Okay. There's no climax or no.
One of the things, my final paper though, I have to do is I have to watch. Like a symphony or an orchestra or whatever, like a full performance and write a report on it. So that's a little bit better.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know which one I'm gonna watch yet.
Yeah, let's see. So Jim was saying, online's harder, obviously, yes.
It's hard for him to retain information.
So you took some courses online, huh? It's way harder to learn for you as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody probably feels the same way. Obviously, there's a exception. There's a few small percentage that's probably really good at learning online. I don't know.
Yeah, just like I said, it's easier to retain stuff from written books. I mean, that's just the average, statistical average. There are people that are the exception to everything.
Obviously. So. We're just talking about majority, though.
Yeah.
I think it's good to focus on the majority for this conversation's sake.
And then he said, yep, science shit is way boring.
I disagree, man. I like science.
It depends on how it's presented.
Yeah.
If you're just
science and biology are kind of like almost the same thing, though.
Biology is a field of science.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they had two different classes like that. When I went to school, they had a science class. Or maybe that's just what they called it when I went to... Huh?
This is a general science class?
Yeah, I remember my science class. That was in 8th grade. And then I feel like when I went into freshman year in high school...
Let's do high school.
Biology.
They usually do specific subgenres of science. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Specific subjects of science.
Nice. I like biology. Which is pretty cool, actually.
I like biology. Yeah. Botany is like it's basically plant biology.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's just a lot of words to memorize, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too many fucking words to memorize.
Big words, too.
Yeah. I can't even think of them, some of the words, man. It's so ridiculous. It's like, can we just use like stem and leaf? Like, we got seed, stem, leaf, okay? That's all we needed to know.
I mean, there you go. That's the makeup of a plant right there.
Yeah, interaction. You know, my grandpa said interaction works better than not. Yeah, there's no interaction on my online classes. It's fucking...
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about, that experience and interaction.
I had to read I'm reading... tonight, I have to read a chapter of psychology. So every week in psychology, you have to do a chapter of reading, and then there's 4 other sources. It's like usually like 3 videos and like one other like article that 3. Which reading articles isn't that bad, you know what I mean? Because they're usually written by people that are good at writing articles and they can keep your attention, you know what I mean? The way it's written.
Yeah.
But reading the chapter of my book is fucking torture. It's like 45 pages.
Damn.
Of just
Yeah,
it
it's
just
a
takes
good
so
healthy
long.
amount.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It takes like 3 hours, 2-3 hours to do my psychology homework every week. And then I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Gotta read a good chunk at a time.
But, oh yeah, that's what I was saying.
Without
Okay, the reading
captivating.
is not interactive, so I'm just reading it. So I read like half of it earlier, and I was like, I gotta play a game or something because my brain is turning into mush reading this right now.
Yeah, especially if it's not captivating and, you know, not really piquing your interest. It's harder to just power forward and, you know, keep going for that many pages, you know.
Yeah, I find myself just trying to skim read, just like.
You ever read, think about something else while you're reading?
Yeah, it's the worst.
I hate that. I do that quite a bit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta focus extra hard on the book when I'm reading. Because I'll start doing that. I'll start kind of drifting about. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
Maybe relate to your life as you're reading, or like, you know, you're reading something and then it sparks some kind of relation with what's going on in your life or experience, and then you start thinking about that, and then you realize you're like, holy shit, wait a sec. Or you're still reading, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really like processing what you're reading.
Is it your eyes are reading, but your brain is not?
Yes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're going through the motion. You're on autopilot.
Yeah.
Dude, I've read whole pages and then been like,
What did I just read? Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch. I mean, I do that with novels sometimes, you know what I mean? It's the weird thing is like you have to get interested, you have to be invested to retain the information.
Yeah.
It's like if you haven't read in a while and you try to read a novel, I think that's a lot of people's problems with novels, even like Harry Potter and shit. So if you're not used to doing it, your brain will naturally get distracted.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the more you like, you just go into this world. You're just like in this imaginative place.
Training it, yeah.
It's pretty hard sometimes. Especially depending on
Once you get into it, like we were just saying, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
I noticed that too, because like
any subject. It doesn't have to be fiction or whatever. You know, if you are interested in science or something.
like the last book I read, which was The Closers, I was interested in that. That was about improving my sales. I was highly fucking interested in it, and so I read that until it was done, like at night. And like I'm not a big reader, so that's what I'm saying. Like it takes me focusing, and then it also takes captivation and good narrative, and then I'm hooked, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I haven't been a big reader for a long time. I used to read all the time. I feel like people like to say that reading's so good for you, and reading is so good for you. But people always get annoyed with me when I read. I feel like. And I get annoyed with other people. People come up to me.
What do you mean, like out loud?
Like, I'll be sitting there reading, and people are like,
Why are you reading?
yeah, like, hey, could you go do this? Could you go do, I'm like, you know, like bothering me the entire time I'm reading. You know?
Yeah, you gotta be segregated and secluded in your own space.
Like sitting there like, hey, you think you could like help me lift this thing and go over? I'm like, bro.
That's a good point, man.
They treat reading like it's just like not important, you know what I mean, when you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm very much like you. Like I need to tune out and like we just said, I gotta focus on this book. I cannot have distractions. And I know somebody, you know somebody who's a family member who's I don't know how the hell he does this, but I've known him to walk around and read and being in a room full of people and reading, and I'm like, how the hell is he doing? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He's my nephew. Let's put it that way. I don't want to name drop or anything, but
does he read? Just walking
around? Yeah. I used to do that all the time. Just read, and I'm like, dang, dude, you got super good focus. I don't know how you're doing that.
I remember being at Mary's, and they had all those kids over, and I was trying to do my homework, and I remember literally sticking my fingers in my ears and just like staring at the screen intently, trying to just tune out everything else that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it takes, man.
That is what it took, for real. I cannot stand people being loud while I'm reading. It annoys the shit out of me.
It's distracting. It's hard to focus, yeah. So Jim was saying, if you have an interest in a subject, like Danny was suggesting, you're more apt to actively learn or what you process the information. Yep. It says leaders are readers. Okay. I like that saying. I've never heard that.
You never heard that? It's totally true. Most people that are really successful read a lot.
Nice. I better start reading again. Is that gonna make me successful, or does that just mean I'm gonna start getting healthy habits implemented?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You learn some stuff that's useful, and then you get some healthy habits. Even reading fiction. Fiction has like a lot of, like you read like fairy tales to kids, right? Because there's a moral of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So you learn a lot of like lessons from reading fiction.
That's funny because there is a book that me and my daughter read right now, and it's basically a thick little. It's about a unicorn, and it's a bunch of short stories of this one unicorn throughout the whole book who makes a bunch of friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I read it to her and stuff, and then there's like a message. Doesn't really say the message, but there's like a message for every story.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, and I'm like, what did you get out of that, right? And I kind of think I have like the agenda the book's trying to convey, or the message that the book's trying to convey. It might not have. It might just be something you're putting out there, and you apply it however you want to your life. But
most of those old school fairy tales were literally made as like for have a moral to them to
like
teach
that.
kids something.
Yeah, there's a message there. It's like Disney movie.
Yeah, it's like a Little Red Riding Hood is to like not trust strangers and.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't walk around in the forest by yourself. You know what I mean?
That stuff's good. It's thought provoking, especially for kids. It's great. I think
it's told in an imaginative, whimsical way that's entertaining for kids and has a message behind it. So
yeah, you're not just reading something. It's like, oh, that was it. That was a good book.
Because if you go to a kid and you're like, don't walk around in the woods, don't trust strangers, they might just be like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? But they're like, oh, I remember Little Red Riding Hood. Her grandma got eaten by a wolf.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I am not going to trust no strangers. No one's going to come to my house.
Yeah, I always, I don't know why I was just thinking about this, but me and Malia were walking out there across the street, and then, like, there's another baseball field down there tucked away. You can't see. It's all dark and kind of secluded over there, and we're over there, and I'm like, there's like a tore back screen, open and stuff, and I'm like, I always kind of mess with her and have a little fun, and she knows it, but she's still a kid, and so like I see a hole, it looks like something ripped open the screen, and I'm like, like the story's real, and you start just going into this story time with her, you know what I mean? I'm like, that means the monster's loose, and she's like, she knows I'm joking, obviously, but she's still like. She's like, stop it! And she's like cuddling up to me, and she's like, Dad, stop it.
But here's the thing: kids know you're joking, but at the same time, there's a part of their brain that's like, but are they?
Yep.
Whereas an adult, you're like, shut the fuck up.
And that's what's funnier to me, because I'm like, she totally not believing me. But then that little last second thing she always says, that she's like, all right, stop, Dad. I'm it's not funny anymore. I can't remember why I brought that up, but that's super funny. But yeah, good stuff, but it depends on the book for me, Jim says. He likes to read. Yes, all right. We're all in agreement on that. We like to read good stuff. It's got to captivate us. Got to have a good narrative. And it's got to be interesting.
What's next on the agenda?
There's no agenda, but
bike the fuck up.
Right, that little freaking rice burner. It's like,
is that a bike? That had to be a bike.
Yeah. It's like one of those Euro bikes or a dirt bike or something. It's like a
fucking bikes are so annoying, especially choppers.
I'm really irritated with any vehicle that makes a loud sound, whether it's like a little motorcycle like that, or a Harley with a deep V8 sound, or a rice burner with a little Honda Civic, or you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff's annoying to me.
Just fucking pay attention to me. I didn't get enough attention as a child. Fucking losers.
Like, when is that? Like, but where does that? You're right. That's what it is. But to be honest, a lot of stuff in life is attention seeking, though, ain't it?
Yeah, but that's
how do you decipher?
That's like literally what they're doing is literally like walking around and be like, "Hey, pay attention to me." You know what I mean? Because we're in our houses. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean?
It's not humble attention seeking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's
like what you're saying.
Like, okay, if you like wear an outfit that like grabs people's attention, you're not going around being obnoxiously loud. You're just.
So the difference, I guess what you're saying, there's a difference. The difference would be you just wearing something, enjoying your day, versus you wearing something and going, hey, check this out, dude.
Yeah. That's what a Harley is. It's like, vroom, vroom. You're like, okay, there's a fucking Harley out there, fucking chodes out there.
Douchebag. Thanks for letting me know you're fucking douchebag and your penis is small.
Yeah. Who the fuck decides to be part of a biker gang also?
I don't know, man. It's kind of cool though, I must admit. Driving down the freeway, I'll see like 20 fucking ninjas going by, and they're like a posse, man. Like, part of me is like, I want to be a part of that.
I don't know if you're fucking with me or
They have like a crew, man.
They do have a crew.
No, a part of me is fucking with you, but a part of me is also being serious about the camaraderie part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause that part anybody can relate to being a part of any type of group.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't understand these people that see a bunch of noisy ass bikers driving past and are like, I want to be one of them. All these annoyed people. I want to annoy people too. I want to be a fat, chubby dude with a beard and think I'm cool. That sounds awesome.
In a windbreaker or like a helmet with a mohawk on it.
God. The fuck.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so yeah, I want to be a part of that.
I tell people all the time, like, you ever see me on a fucking Harley, punch me in the face. I swear to God.
Yeah, not a Harley. I'm like a crotch rocket.
A street bike would be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Those type of groups.
I don't even understand the appeal of a Harley, because you're in this stupid position like this. Like, I'm sitting right now, literally. This is not... Your reaction time is going to be shit if anything goes down. You know,
will it, or will it be better because you're completely relaxed? You don't seem convinced.
Not convinced.
Maybe.
No.
I mean, come
also,
on. Let's be honest. You're not scientists.
This is not an ergonomic way to turn. You're like, oh shit, gotta turn. You're like a street bike. You're just like, nope. You know what I mean? Like, those things can just turn and move. You know what I mean? So,
what was Jim saying here? So people like being free. Something nothing of violating someone's noise threshold. High volume bumping music in their car. Yeah, I like bumping music sometimes too, though.
You used to always be thrashing music.
Yeah, I mean, I like
every single time you got in the car.
Yeah. That's an attention-seeking habit.
Was it? Were you trying to get attention?
Could be. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I thought you were just
not
enjoying
really.
the music. I was like, we were just
for the most part. Yes, I'm enjoying my music and I like it loud. But
to be honest, when I listen to music loudly in my car, I don't want the attention. But I like the music. I'm like,
I like to expose people to it.
Like I get up to like a red light. I'll turn my music down a little bit.
And to be honest, I get enjoyment out of annoying people that are so narrow-minded about it.
Well, that's what these Harley people think. They're like, yeah, have you tried one of these though? They're fucking amazing. You're like, dude, I was having like a romantic conversation with this woman. I was about to pull out a ring and propose to her, and you drove past in your Harley. Ruined the fucking moment.
Those people, I'm like, I don't know. I like to think of the people that I'm annoying, the old grandma or grandpa that are like, that's just noise. I can't even understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
to be fair,
good.
All of music is noise. It's all sound waves. So
yeah, I'm just like, exactly. I'm like, Jim, I'm like, hear my music. I'm like, enjoy it. I will make you enjoy it.
The amount of people that don't understand that you're not supposed to understand the words in the middle is obnoxious. Do you think that we just have some weird filter where we can just hear all the words that they're saying? We don't, okay? It's an instrument. We just like the sound of the instrument.
Oh my god. It's a good point, yeah.
They don't know that. I don't come to you and be like, hey, what notes are they playing on the guitar? You don't know all the fucking notes. You just like the sound of it, okay?
Yeah.
So just, fuck off a little bit.
It's overanalyzing, you know what I mean? If then they don't like the sound, then that's whatever.
To be fair,
and then they relate it to evil, devil type shit. It's like, get the fuck. Those are old people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, get out of here with that shit. Shut up and listen to it.
I find it hilarious when young people still have that.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what age are you living in? Like,
also, like,
what box have you been living in?
I was like, who did you grow up with where you think that we're worshiping devils over here?
Like, you live a sheltered life, dude. Oh, yeah. Times have changed.
Me and Snakes were talking to Heather about this.
Oh, really?
Metalheads are like the chillest people you'll ever meet. And it's so funny because
totally true.
Because she just met Snakes for the first time, right? And I had told her about him beforehand. And I showed her Gender Bender, the lyrics to that song, and videos of him like screaming on Facebook, and I was like, he doesn't seem like it, but he's like the nicest person ever. And then she met him, and then she's like, yeah, Jake's really nice. I was like, yeah, it's crazy he does metal books. She's like, he does metal books? I'm like, yeah, remember that guy that I showed you the lyrics to Gender? She's like, wait, that's him?
That's hilarious.
She just like her brain wanted to put those two things together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's like one of the, like the nicest chill dudes ever.
I mean, that's a true story, man. I can honestly say, you know, I'm not like, we're not like famous, but I've played a good amount of shows, I can say now, with a good amount of good bands and like good turnouts and shit. Like any big band that we played with or anybody I've met, they've all been super cool and kind of surprised me and like, guys are really cool, man.
Yeah.
Metalheads pretty nice guys.
Metalheads are some of the chillest people. I mean, obviously, not 100%, but the majority. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm trying to think of who I've ever had a bad experience with in the metal world industry, and I can't think of one person.
I've never had a terrible experience. I've had some people that I'm like, I don't really like them too much. You know what I mean?
I haven't even had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And if I can't have, I don't remember. Well, I'll take that back.
I'd say there's at least one or two.
There's one band, I ain't gonna name drop, but matter of fact, it was the last show we just played. So I'll give you a little hint there if you want to do some research. But yeah, one of the bands we just played with last was, they're talking shit a little bit. Let's put it that way, yeah.
Oh, were they the ones that were hating on you guys?
They're talking shit about...
Because you had a bigger turnout or something?
No, they're talking... Well... That was what was not like said.
Catalyst.
Yeah, that was the undertone of it, I think. But really, what they didn't like was the I guess they were saying the loadout was taking forever off the stage.
Yeah, you guys were.
Yeah, and we weren't even taking that long. And the guy just made a comment like, you know, wow, that's the longest load I've ever seen, or something like that. And so
it should be like, wow, that's the biggest cunt I've ever seen.
And then after that, it was just like, and then I watched their set after that, and they were having problems. Like the guy's chord wasn't working, and he was just like sitting there, nothing was coming out for a while. He was playing, and just like, oh man,
I'm having a bad night.
Bitch. Yeah. Right. And we had a big turnout. Yeah, like a lot of people came there to see us, and so when we were playing, we had like a big ass mosh pit going, like people headbanging to our shit.
Yeah, metal shows are like some of the most fun places to be.
Absolutely, dude. The energy,
and then you know, just the people there are so chill to see. It's like a big get together. You're just like, hey, what's up? What's up the whole time? Yeah.
It's, I don't know, man.
That's not only the music, but people have this. Like I was talking to Heather about, it's like people have this like preconceived notion because I don't think she's never been to a metal concert as far as I know. It's like metal concerts are very chill.
Absolutely, man.
People have this like notion in their head that people are like sitting there beating the fuck out of each other, being assholes to each other. It's not how it is.
Everybody's bloodied up, yeah.
I mean, if you want to go in the mosh pit, sometimes it gets a little rowdy, but
exactly. There's like an agreed upon. There's an understanding that everybody's cool. It's like he said, everybody's chill, about the coolest people you can think of ever that come together in one spot at one time. And then there's this known area right there in front that everybody knows about, that it's a danger zone. And if you enter it and you're gonna get in there with the big boys, there's a possibility you can get hurt. And so everybody's very well aware of this, and you want to participate with it, then you've entered a different level of fun now. So
the mosh pit is also regulated by people. You can't just go in there and start elbowing people in the face.
Yeah.
People are going to get pissed off real quick.
Yeah.
And they will gang up on you and be like, hey, get the fuck out of here. So
yeah, there are
some limitations. It's not fucking anarchy in the mosh pit.
Yeah, unless you're like, I don't even know how that gets established, but when you get like hardcore dancers and like get the fucking, like that one show we played up at the Fun House. Remember Idols was playing on the big stage next door, and we were playing on the small stage? Well, we went over there. I don't know if you remember, but I vividly remember seeing hardcore dancers.
Yeah.
They're out there, you know, just throwing around, kicking and doing spin kicks and horyukens and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I don't know how that gets established. It's like, okay, one person starts it. It's like, okay, this just became a hardcore dance.
Just like a spinning kick and kick someone in the face. Everyone's like, all right, just give them the rope.
Yeah. Or does someone stop and be like, hey, Joe, relax, bro. It's not that kind of concert.
Some dude's like, can you guys like move like 5 feet away from me? I'm going to start dancing.
Start like spinning kicks and shit, you know, roundhousing.
So practice my karate.
Because yeah, it's so funny. The dudes that like do the back Fizz, you see those? Oh my god, those crack me up, dude.
Parkour dancing is so fun.
It cracks me up just seeing the movements of it.
They just do weird.
It's unorthodox.
moves, yeah.
So
I don't understand why they do it.
but yeah, back to what I was saying. There's basically, it's so ironic that there's this whole room of super cool people, but we've all established that there's this real aggressive area that we can participate in if we really want to. We want to get a little bit fucked up and then go in there and start running into people and stuff. We can, because I guess we found out it's pretty fun sometimes, which it is.
It is. Also,
Headbanging too.
they're pretty nice in the mosh pit. It seems like, yeah, they'll shove you around, but like if you fall on the ground, they will immediately pick you up.
Oh yeah, they'll pick you up. They're not gonna stomp your face or anything.
Random strangers will just grab you and hoist you back up. Like,
Yeah.
back on your feet, sir.
Right? I think, yeah, hopefully nobody
always
thinks
feel-
that you're gonna get stomped and stampeded like fucking buffalo or something.
I just feel bad for the naive girls. There's always one naive girl that goes into a mosh pit every show. I swear to God, and comes out crying.
just gets hammered.
Dude, because they're like, I'm gonna go mosh with everyone. That sounds like fun. Everyone says it's so cool. I'm gonna go in there, and then they come out they're like, and you're like, you're an idiot. What'd you expect?
I don't know.
Everyone knows what a mosh pit is.
Yeah, so mosh pits are fun though. But yeah, I can't remember how we drifted into the mosh pits, but went from metal musicians.
We were talking about bumping
stigmas.
music in your car to
Okay.
metal music to
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about actually getting I don't know, man. They're charging a lot of money with that, but I'm thinking about getting my system upgraded so I could actually start
bumping some music
slamming some metal around. Yeah.
That used to be you,
yeah.
man. You could hear you like a block up the road. You're like, oh, Ben's coming home.
Yeah.
You're just
The blast beats and
Yeah.
shit.
like, oh, there must be Ben.
Oh yeah. Right? It's just like the only, especially in the work truck, I'm like slamming around metal music. Like, I always used to not do that, and I'm like, man, this is my company. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. What's wrong with listening to metal?
I always used to think I wouldn't get business, but I'm like thinking, how much business have I ever got driving around? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a couple people, you know, be like, hey, you know, talking to me here and there, but it's not, you know, it's not something that bumping metal music's gonna, you know, drop my leads or anything.
No.
So
If anything, they're just gonna think you have high energy anyway.
exactly,
He's gonna
I'm
be
getting their
working.
attention. Is all I thought.
I think it goes hand in hand with construction. I mean, there seems to be some overlap there. Not that all our construction workers listen to metal, but I'm just saying it's a fitting music genre for the job. You
it
know?
could be, yeah, easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hammer some nails and listen to metal. You know,
I don't listen to that stuff on the job site ever.
You listen to chill shit while you're on the job site.
Yeah, I wish I could listen to metal. I love metal music while I'm working, but that's why in the rare event that I can, like if I'm working out in the middle of nowhere and no one's home or something, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can do my own thing.
Slayer. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
rarely ever. Oh god.
Yeah, you don't listen
Never
to
go
Slayer.
Slayer.
We lost all our Slayer fans now.
Yeah, I don't think we had Slayer fans.
No.
I think they lost their fans a while ago. Now they actually have still a bunch of diehard fans.
You don't like any Slayer or what?
I like Slayer, but I mean, we're just, I don't know, they're just overrated, I guess.
Yeah.
For their time, they were better.
They're pretty cool. The only thing I hate is their fucking solos.
I was just gonna say that next. I'm not interested in their solos.
Solos are trash.
You know what their solos remind me of?
Their solos are like any 16-year-old kid got their first fucking whammy bar and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
That's a good point.
That's
It
every
reminds me
song.
of- Yeah, I know you've seen this too, and I'm gonna drop him, dude. But the guy does a video like every fucking other day. His name's he's a pudgy Mexican that's always shredding, and his name's like Emmanuel Aguilar, and he does this thing called Fingerless Aliens or some shit like that.
Okay.
He's like on part 30 something. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh my god, I know you. Somebody please tell me if you know who I'm talking about. The guy gets like thousands of reviews. I think he's up in like 10,000 views and shit per video now. So it's funny because everybody just talks shit about him. All he does is that. That's all he does. video after video, and it's like, and not only that, he'll just stare at the screen. So just like, it's just like pretty annoying. So yeah, and for all the people who can't see what I'm doing air guitar making those sounds. So
he had a stroke.
That's my air guitar sounds, in case you didn't know. So the guy's sitting there doing that, right? And and people were like, dude, you have no talent. Like, what the fuck are you, like, they're just constantly talking shit. Like, please, this guy's still going? Like, stop, man. Mm-hmm. Like, can you play a real song? Like, they just constantly clown. And now I'm gonna have to show you after this so we can kind of get your thoughts on the next episode, because you're gonna crack up when you see this.
Phil just said, someone just running in is gonna think you're weird.
Right?
They're like, you just like, making a bunch of stupid noises.
All these weird sounds, yeah. Like, what's going on here?
All right, here, let me answer.
I had to put that in context.
Phil said opera is Danny's favorite. Okay. I don't know what you're trying to insinuate here, but opera's pretty cool. There's some good opera songs, so I guarantee you like some opera songs. You just don't even realize.
Yeah, I like some opera songs. I mean, it's not something I'm listening to on the regular, but
also I don't even really play heavy metal anymore, so I just have played heavy metal a lot.
Yeah, he's in a different area.
I also have made electronic music in the past before. You know, check out Mr. Evil Santa Claus on YouTube.
2,000 views and growing.
Yeah. Song title.
Or is it 2,000 likes? 2,000 likes, I think.
No, I think it's views. 2,000 likes would be fucking impressive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of likes.
That is a lot of likes. That's what we need. 2,000 likes on episode 28.
Oh, okay, I was saying, like, we have like 8,000, so.
Yeah, we haven't really advertised in a while, promoted in a while, so.
I don't think it really did that much, though, so.
Yeah, because a lot of those people don't make it to the show anyway, I don't think.
Yeah,
they do, and they're just, everybody's just lingering in the background, I think. I don't think so.
Yeah, we have an audience. We have a small audience now. We just want to. I mean, I like our little small audience. I just like bigger audience too. You know?
Yeah. How do you get us an audience? Start sharing it.
Oh, I thought you said we got you an audience. I didn't see the how at the beginning.
Yeah. Just share it up, man.
Yeah.
Say here, join this podcast for some, interesting, thought-provoking topics. Also, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 o'clock.
Also, drop suggestions on how to improve the podcast, because that will also help us get more of an audience. So.
Absolutely. We'll take suggestions. We'll take reviews. Like, there's some stuff.
I don't want to read. Reading, we were already complaining about reading this podcast.
You came in late, but yeah, we were just talking about how we hate reading.
I skim read your one sentence that was 8 words. Is it 8 words? Fuck. Yes, it is 8 words. Okay, I had to double check. I'm like, damn, because I did it so quick again.
Yeah. But yeah, just sharing is, that's the key to getting the word out.
Yeah.
And promoting and advertising, but that stuff, that's a part of us. But
I don't think the Facebook, I feel like a YouTube promotion would be better. If we can make like a little promo video, just cut it. You know what I mean? And have just like some funny one-liners, a bunch of funny one-liners, for like a little 30-second ad.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
On YouTube, that would probably work.
That'd actually be great.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably set that up, actually. It's a lot of money. It's like $500 for a YouTube ad at least.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, I say it's a lot of money, but I guess it's not.
It is for me.
But it's a chunk. But I could try it. I've done it with my business. I don't know how effective it was though. But a podcast is different from a home improvement
exactly,
business.
because we're doing an entertainment thing, and that's on an entertainment
This is
site.
perfect for that type of thing,
Yeah. We do some research into it. Think about it.
Oh yeah. Because the more people we get on here, the more conversations we could have, the more interaction we could have.
Mm-hmm.
We can build this. We can make an empire.
I'm gonna get my energy level up, just like,
Yes.
That wasn't even a real slap. I didn't even commit to the slap. I was like, actually, I don't want to wake up right now.
We can get an army going.
An army?
Get a posse going. What would we call it?
I'll call it a posse.
Okay. Because like London Real, they call it an army. London Real Army. What would we be?
Don't use army.
What would we be that's viral related?
I don't know, but
we'll have to get creative on that.
Definitely not Army. Definitely not posse.
Definitely not posse.
Definitely not posse. If you're
So
gonna call it Army, call it the like militia or something. That'd at least be cooler.
yeah. Hey, that's kind of almost along the lines, but I wanted to let's talk about
The
the
infestation.
There you go. Yeah,
The viral infestation.
the infestation. There we go.
Yeah. What are you gonna go on about?
I was gonna talk about the defunding of the police. Talk about that again for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, so now I don't know if you guys heard. I think it was last episode we talked about the new news. Maybe it was the episode before. I can't remember now. But the passing of the bill in Seattle to defund the police. I don't know how much money it was. They said it, and I didn't write it down.
How could you?
But definitely, I did hear them say that potentially 100 officers could lose their job when they talk about the money equivalence of the defunding.
That's a lot.
And so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, 100 officers are going to lose their job, but does that just mean they lose their job, or are they getting paid?
How would they be getting paid?
Or is it a paid leave, or?
No, it wouldn't be a paid leave because they're getting defunded, so they don't have the money.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
they're just going to lose their job then. Isn't there some kind of pension backup to fall back on or something, or
I don't know. I don't know how it works. It might depend on how long they've been on the force or whatever.
There's no way they could just lay off an officer and say, sorry, we have no...
They can definitely get unemployment.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. What,
If you're laid off, you're like 100% can get unemployment.
That's what I'm kind of getting around. Like, if they're not going to get money, they're going to get it somewhere else. It's coming, the money's going to come from somewhere.
They can go work in the crazy prison system that we have in the U.S. They can go be guards or something.
Yeah.
Corrections officers.
This shit's just crazy, man. I can't believe. First of all, just obviously, if you missed our last episode, is a fucking horrible idea, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with this. That defunding the police was one of the worst ideas the city could do. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that being said,
It's just gonna make all of our cities in the United States worse. They're gonna have more crime in them.
in the U.S.
Yeah, if they defund all the police.
Yeah, they started doing that. Yeah, no one's as dumb as Seattle though. Like I think we're the only fucking idiots doing it right now.
Are we the only ones that have done it?
As far as I know, yes.
Oh, fuck us.
That's what I'm saying. There's like a beacon on us.
Yeah,
where they're just like everybody else is like, wow.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah, so yeah, we're the only idiots, I think. As far as I know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're the only idiots that have defunded the police and thought that was a good idea.
Okay, so Phil said the cops he knows make over 100K. So if they make 100K, there's 100 of them that got laid off. That's $10 million that they defunded the police.
10 mil. I thought it was more than that.
I was just estimating by 100K times 100.
I feel like
I'm sure it is more than that. You know what I'm saying? A minimal of 10 mil.
God, I wish I would have wrote that down.
It's more like 20 mil.
God, I just feel like, yeah, I know it was a lot. It was a good chunk. But, yeah, and then, what do you say? People do not think things through, Jim says. This is stupid, lay off policemen. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I was just curious, like, where that money was going to come from. Because, like I said, if they're laying off 100 officers, those 100 officers need pay somewhere. They need to support themselves. Like, where's that money going to come from? So, it's either going to come from pension plans or something, or their 401k, or I don't know, they're going to be forced to have to...
They should just do what they do in England, which they have the police force that doesn't have weapons, right? Or they have weapons, they don't have guns.
I've said that for a while, man.
But they do have a special force that has guns, but they're only called in like extreme
situations. They don't get deployed, and then very rare cases.
And they have a lot more training because of that. That's what they should be doing, basically reforming the police.
I agree, man. I've always been saying that for a while. There's a lot of people that do not like that conversation, though, or like that viewpoint.
Dude, it's because we're in America, and Americans fucking love their guns.
They love their guns, yeah.
It's fucking jack off the guns, man. They're just like, oh.
And trust me, guns are cool. Like, they're cool. I like cool things. I like toys and I like, tools and stuff. And so guns are cool in general, but they're fucking dangerous.
They're very fucking dangerous.
And so that's why I don't like them. But if you watched a couple podcasts back, I was talking about how I'm looking into getting my gun rights back and I'm looking at owning a firearm. The only reason why I feel like I need to own a firearm is because everybody else has a firearm. Otherwise, I wouldn't even need to. I actually hate the fact that I'm thinking of getting a firearm, but I don't feel completely safe with that one, especially with all the shit that's been happening this year. And so that's kind of weird, huh? How I feel like I've literally been forced into doing something I don't want to do.
Yeah. I know the gun had to be invented because it just makes sense for it to be invented.
Well, it's for the war purposes.
I know, but it would be made eventually anyways. It's just a projectile, you know what I mean?
If it wasn't for the war, you're thinking it would have...
It still would have been made eventually anyways, just because we would have been like, whoa.
For some purpose.
We can project things super fast. Yeah. That could definitely kill someone. Yeah. We should make that into a weapon just in case. Yeah. They would still exist, but I don't even remember what I was going to say. I was just saying I wish we could just be like in the days of like swords and shit.
Yeah. That's funny because every time I've ever used the argument that you said, like we should be like the UK, and just do away with guns and do CC cameras and shit, or CCTV. And yeah, I can't remember why I was saying that though, but
every time you have that conversation with people, they fucking lose their minds.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They always use the argument. I don't know if they're serious about it or if it's just one of those things they want to argue about, but like, well, it's just gonna be more stabbings then. It's like, dude, is there more stabbings in the UK? I mean, and then yeah, I get here and I start going on here and I can't remember what the stats were at the time, but I know the homicides in general are substantially less in the UK, and I think a lot of that is to do with the lack of guns. There's no guns for law enforcement, for anybody.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting conversation to have, and everybody has some very different viewpoints on that topic.
Here, let's look at this. There are 34 gun-related homicides per million in the population in the United States.
34 what?
34 people per million die from
34 homicides
with guns.
Okay.
34 per million people.
Got it. Well, I guess
in the UK it's 0.48 per million, so half a person per million. So you're 70 times more likely to die from a gun in the United States than in the UK.
Yeah, and that's just number stats, you know what I mean? Just quick number stats, so it's like very obvious.
Okay, here's another one. Okay, so for knives, knives 4.96 per million in the US and only 3.26 in the UK, so it's still
not a huge difference, but still less.
Yeah, it was still higher in the US, even for the knives. And Britain doesn't even have
so that argument, whoever's argued with me about that in the past is wrong anyway.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's hilarious, dude.
That also just goes to show that Americans are more violent.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I agree. And so yeah, I've always been with that idea, man.
What do you think's gonna happen when you take away guns? Like, what? There's other countries that don't have guns and they're doing just fucking fine. Everyone in America acts like if they took away the guns in America, it'd be the end of the fucking world here.
Well,
like, they take away the guns and then the government can do whatever they want and there's going to be martial law. It's like that shit did not happen in England, didn't happen in Australia. Like, what are you smoking?
There's a few different reasons why, right? So there's one of them. People are saying that they're at the government's mercy. I mean, I don't know what they think they can do, even if they had a couple assault rifles and the government wanted to raid them or whatever and come in and get them. What are they going to do?
You ain't got shit.
You're going to take out an officer or two? Maybe, I don't know.
They have drones and shit, dude. They have so many different types of warfare that you sitting there with a rifle doesn't mean shit. They could just bomb your fucking house, dude.
That's what I mean, yeah. If they want you, they'll get you.
Sit there and be like, they're going to take it from my dead hands. Like, all right, well, you'll probably die if you actually go against the government.
So there's that argument, right? The government. Then there's the argument of hunting. well, I should be able to hunt for myself and kill animals and my food.
I think they have hunting rifles in the UK.
Oh, yeah, they must.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't think that part.
They still have ones for that. So I think they just have to be regulated differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure it's highly regulated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but there's that argument. So
they might have to be like monitored. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're taking your gun out. Okay, you're gonna go hunting. You're gonna bring it back tomorrow. Okay.
Checking it out like a book. It's like a library.
He did not bring his gun back. He must have murdered someone.
Yeah, it's like a library. I like that. Yeah. That's a good idea, actually.
There would still be a black market. There's a black market for guns now, I'm sure. So, I mean, there will be obviously there is. You know, how do you think these gang members get these fucking black market guns and stuff? They don't fucking actually buy their guns legally.
I always wonder
they're idiots.
How they're getting the guns, man. Because there's kids with guns. Like I mean, I don't want to go into the story where I got shot at, but it really blew me away that this kid had a fucking gun just like that. If I had to guess, he was between 16 and 19 area, give or take. I mean, there's no way he was.
Probably wasn't legal.
No way he was over 20. I mean,
actually, I think you have to be 21 to have a pistol.
Really?
In Washington. Yeah, I think when you're 18, you can only get like rifles and stuff. So if he's shooting you with a pistol, I'm pretty sure you have to be at least 21 in Washington to own a pistol.
It was illegal, yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
I was saying even if you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, I'm like, actually, even if you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, it would have been like 21 to own a pistol. So.
But it got me thinking about movies after that a little bit, like all the kids with guns and movies and stuff like that. And like, it was always just like. It was a movie, and I kind of knew stuff like that really happened, but I didn't really think there's kids running around with guns. I don't know. I did know that. I mean, I grew up in in Yakima where people are getting shot all the time and kids are shooting kids all the time. But I've never been shot at and never seen a kid with a gun. So, and I take that back. Actually, we did shoot guns, but we were. There was only one time, and I don't know, not at people. We were just shooting, you know what I mean? We were trying to kill somebody. We were just shooting him at a tree or something like that. So to see like a kid that was trying to fucking murder me with a gun, it just blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is real life. Like that, it really happens.
Scary.
And somehow that kid, someone put that gun into his hands. Like, I don't know if it was free. Maybe he paid $60 for it. Maybe he paid $200 for it, $500 for it. I have no idea what that looked like as far as how it ended up in this kid's hands.
If someone sold that gun for $60, and they probably killed someone with that gun and then sold it to them.
I could have died for $60. You know what I mean? Like, there's weird ways to look at it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Guns it's another touchy subject, but it's a contagious topic. It's a viral topic.
That's why I don't like living in America, because it's like other countries are like, you guys are ridiculous. It's not a touchy subject over. Like if you go to England, they're not gonna be like, no, they took away our guns. They're like,
it's a no-brainer.
They're like, it's fine, everything's fine. They're going about their business. They're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
It's only fucking Americans. You're not gonna fucking protect yourself from the government with a fucking gun. You're just not.
Yeah, I don't know. That argument's just like...
If you want the argument that you need to protect yourself from other citizens, then if guns were not legal, then you wouldn't have to worry about that either.
Yeah, then I wouldn't have to... That was my argument.
So...
Yeah.
Both arguments don't really have a lot of validity to them.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They're just biased arguments is all they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you like guns, and they make you feel... Either you like guns, or they make you feel safe. They might make you a little bit more safe, but they also make life more dangerous too.
But the layer on that is like using my example, the only reason they would make me feel a little bit more safe is because
other people have guns.
Exactly. If I didn't have to worry about that at all,
you feel much safer if nobody had guns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I would feel much better if I didn't have to have one and no one else had one.
I have a friend. I'm not going to name drop him, but every time I hang out with him, man, he always brings a gun with him.
Really?
He's fucking paranoid about other people with guns.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll be, like, hanging out. I'll be like, hey, let's go to that bar and get a beer real quick. He's like, all right. He's like, I gotta go back to my car. Because he has to put his gun in his fucking car. You know what I mean?
But he's packing it all the time?
Yeah. He's got a permit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Concealed permit or whatever, but still.
Yeah.
He does it legally,
Yeah.
And he's never shot anyone or accidentally had any accidents, so he's responsible, but, like, still makes me uncomfortable.
I mean, yeah, me too. Like just knowing that there's a gun by me.
Yeah.
I'm not really cool with that.
Yeah.
I'd just rather not be around it.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel anxious with you having a gun in the house.
Exactly. I don't even know how I'm gonna feel. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be the type of person to carry. You know, it's gonna be in a safe. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be a real, like, proper gun owner, not like a fucking
underneath your pillow.
Yeah, no, man, no. Shit like that, when I hear people doing that, I'm just like, you're fucking, you're taking a risk, man. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Grandpa, I know that other people shoot guns, but that's like what every fucking gun owner has ever said. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Like, I understand that, but don't expedite it. Don't make it easier for people to kill people.
Yes. Okay, so here's
you can run away from a sword or a knife. You can't run away from a fucking bullet.
Yeah, and here's my my breakdown and my personal analysis on why it's not a good idea to have a gun. It kind of ties into what you're saying. Guns do not shoot people. Other people shoot people. It's actually very, very true, and that's exactly why we probably shouldn't have a gun, because we are creatures that get hot-headed in the moment. Like, we get we're very emotional at times, you know, and like there's some times where people just get absolutely pissed and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, people get to and it's in the moment and they make bad decisions when they're pissed.
I understand that, and the rest of my family should also understand that, because they're Barretts, and Barretts have the worst fucking tempers I've ever seen. And I would, maybe not the worst I've ever seen, but they're pretty bad. I would
argue that most people in general can be brought to an absolutely pissed off point. It's just different levels. It takes a different amount for each person, but I still think every person can get there and have been there in their life, whether it's an accumulation of shit, like, they will get there. And what I'm saying is, those type of moments when you're liable to make a bad fucking choice. Now you put a gun in the mix. You know what I mean? Especially if someone in particular has pissed you off, whether it's, you know, it could be a number of scenarios, but you see what I'm saying? Like, we're not good decision makers when we're absolutely pissed off. And so it might not be a good idea to throw a dangerous weapon into that mix during those times. And that's why we get homicides and shit. People don't make bad choices and kill people because they're pissed.
Yeah, you hear about people all the time that have killed people, and they're like, it was such like a fleeting moment. I wish I'd never done that.
Absolutely. And then you got the accidents. That's obviously another portion of it, but we're just talking about the flat out homicides that people are like, I killed that guy because I was pissed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if there was not a gun in that picture, no one would have died.
Yeah.
Well, the chances of someone dying, it's just like Danny said. Okay, so not only are we emotional and can that happen, but the fact that you can just grab an object with your hand and just do the finger motion like this, for the people who can't see what I'm doing, I'm just pulling my finger. This is too easy of an emotion to kill somebody. All you have to do is this, and someone's dead. When you think about that whole concept in general, this kills somebody. That is absolutely way too fucking easy for somebody, and especially when someone's pissed and they're just like, oh, that's all I gotta do?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, and that's why I think it's a bad idea. So that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, a lot of people don't agree with me on that, and maybe some do, but we're just bad decision makers when we have tempers.
Yeah, for sure.
So don't put a fucking, a weapon that's gonna easily take life. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to know everybody's thoughts on that. As far as temper goes, and temper and owning weapons and a gun, I guess.
Yeah, Grandpa. But what you're saying is, okay, you said I have a temper.
Oh, that's the one reason why I'm not owned a gun. Okay.
My ex stupid, blah 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 blah. And he said my younger brother was shot and killed in 2016 at the old bus depot in Yakima. But yeah, but he was killed by someone that had a gun, because guns are legal in the United States. That's the whole argument we're having right now.
Yeah. And again, we don't know. The problem with the gun talk is there's too much what ifs. Especially like if you use my scenario where I got shot at again. If I had a gun, what would have happened? You think I would have chased him? You think I would have been pissed off to shoot at him? You think I would have? I mean, I was pretty pissed off. The dude ran off with thousands of dollars worth of my shit.
Yeah.
And I was chasing him, which is why I got shot at. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Some people would argue that since you had a gun, you would have solved the problem. You would have gotten some. And then some people would argue like you would have made my theory is I would have made the situation worse.
Yeah. Well, here's the theory. You can't. If you have a gun, you're a lot more likely to use a gun than if you don't own a gun.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's why I think, you know what I mean? Me personally, I would have made the situation worse. So, using this example, I would like to think that if there was a gun involved, it would have been a worse situation. Maybe I don't know if it could have been worse than that. I guess you got shot, right? Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I didn't get shot, so I guess I was lucky, but
super lucky.
Yeah, super fucking lucky. The most lucky. It's hard to even put into words how lucky I was. So, yeah, and that's where we get into the slippery slope of a topic.
Yeah. So what's that next topic we got? We've been on this gun thing for like 15 minutes.
All right.
It's gonna go back and forth. We already know that.
Absolutely. So we'll come back to the gun talk another time. So, yeah, some people agree with it, some people don't. It wasn't even on there. We just got into guns. That's funny. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Bill Clinton. He keeps making it. It keeps getting in the news.
For what?
Well, more particularly, this latest development of this picture that's being exposed of him getting a neck massage by one of the Epstein victims.
Oh, okay.
And so
I didn't even know that existed.
Nor did anybody else until recently. And so that's a thing. And so I guess, yeah, and he's out here making speeches on stuff. And then that's emerging, and obviously that's so. What's your first thoughts on that when you hear the fact? What's your stand on Bill Clinton, and when you hear that there's a picture emerge that he's getting a neck massage from Epstein's one of his victims? Oh, and before you answer that, actually, I will let you know that she was actually questioned about the incident, and she said he was a complete gentleman. Nothing happened, apparently.
Yeah.
What are your first thoughts on him, though? Like when you hear that?
Well, first thought is, wouldn't surprise me. That's my first thought. Wouldn't surprise me. You know, I gotta jump to conclusions, especially if the victim say nothing happened. A neck massage could just be a neck massage. I'm just saying, in the middle of an Epstein story, though, it gets a little suspicious. It's a little suspect.
Yeah.
But also, remember in the Epstein story, that dude that was like in charge of the cleaning the island or like whatever.
Yeah.
Said that he's seen him go there a few times and never seen him with girls or anything.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So who knows?
But yeah, but then you got Clinton. It's funny because they were kind of attacking Clinton. I was listening to the Dory Munson show, and
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, who knows? You know,
who knows? Yeah, exactly. It's not looking good for him. I can tell you that.
That's for sure. Yeah.
It's not looking good for Clinton, the former president. And then when he was president, it was so funny because I haven't heard.
It makes it even worse because he already is known to be like a. You know,
I was just going to touch base on that. Exactly. Yeah. He's known to be deceitful, and so. I actually heard that speech on the radio. They revisited that speech it's been years since I've heard it. You know, when was this? I don't remember when this was. This is back in
98 or something.
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like it was before 2000. So, yeah, I heard it today, almost, probably like a good couple minutes of it. And I don't remember it that well until I heard it. And I was like, that dude bald-faced lied. Like, not only did he lie, but he went hard on the trying to convincing the lie. When you hear this, you get a chance, dude. Listen to him. He's like, I'm going to tell you this one time. Just listen to me real loud and clear. I don't want any misunderstanding of this. really crystal clear. Like he was doing that type of shit.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like really prepping people. Like, you ready? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Ready? He did all that, and
You're working too hard, but
yeah.
if you're innocent, just be like, I'm innocent, so whatever.
He's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I mean, he was really going hard. When I heard it, I was like, dang, he was really trying to be convincing. I was like, and then he made a statement after that, didn't he? I didn't hear that one, but he did, go back on his statement.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm wondering? If they do find him guilty of doing some Epstein shit, some pedo stuff, are they going to convict him? Are they going to convict the president of the United States and put him in prison?
The former president, I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's guilty of something, absolutely. I think they would.
I don't think they will.
They should try. There's too many people that know about it. I think they'd have to now.
I mean,
it's exposed.
Trump's been accused of raping women, and Trump's been accused of the Epstein stuff as well. So
that's true. It might make a difference because he's a current president, though.
Yeah.
And everybody's behind him. Everybody's invested in him too. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Like Clinton's old news.
Yeah, but
that might make a difference.
You heard all the conspiracy theories about the Clinton Foundation and stuff?
No, I haven't heard them.
Okay, they have a foundation, and then they've been known to do some suspicious stuff with the foundation. So
okay,
they have a lot of money. They can have a lot of pockets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's politics. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard it though, but it doesn't surprise me. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just assume that's going on in every politics, nepotism, and all this.
I mean, backdoor. People say that him and Hillary are the worst, most corrupt politicians ever.
Yeah, I mean, he's proven to be a liar, man, flat out.
And she's married to him.
And like I said,
she's probably worse than him. I bet you she's worse than him.
I've heard. To be honest, I've only heard
she seems worse than him, which is kind of
bad things about Hillary. Yeah. I haven't heard much good about her. So sounds like a duck. Yep, that's funny. So yeah, he's like I said, the picture. So he's getting a lot of shit for that right now, and then, and so you think she's also being deceitful with the fact that he's innocent, or she's kind of made it seem like he's a gentleman and nothing's suspicious going on.
Who, Hillary?
No, the woman, the girl was giving the neck massage to Bill Clinton.
Theoretically, they could threaten her or pay her off or whatever.
Yeah, there's something going on. You think
there's a lot of people that have talked out against the Clintons and have died mysteriously.
Yeah.
So, a lot. You can look into it. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
people talk about it in conspiracy videos and stuff. They look up the trail from the Clintons, man.
It's crazy.
A lot of people talk out against them and they committed suicide,
Must have been that coronavirus depression going on.
2 months later. No, it's been happening for years, though.
Oh.
Years and years and years, so.
Yeah. Well, we better watch what we say. We're gonna be part of that, right?
Oh well.
Be part of the Clintons conspiracy.
Fuck. Are pools open at hotels yet? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. My daughter's pool opened up a few weeks back.
Are you going to go to a hotel and then go to a pool, or is this a segue into you saying some other sentence that makes sense?
We're gonna get trolled.
I got to get these kids off Fortnite. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with Fortnite? I've never even played Fortnite, but I mean, what's wrong with it?
I don't know. It's boring, maybe.
I thought about trying Fortnite.
Did you?
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing, man. I'm just kidding. I have no fucking idea what Fortnite is. I've seen it.
It's like a first-person shooter, and you get to build. You can build forts around you and shit while you're.
It's like Minecraft, then.
It's like Minecraft meets Call of Duty or something. I guess I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, but obviously it's cartoony looking.
So, what else we got to talk about? You know what I'll talk about? Let's just talk about today. Today was fucking. My day was hot and fucking frustrating, it seemed like.
Was it?
Yeah, I have so much to do, and then I get tied up on the job site, but here's a side rant. I don't even know how to say it. Being a boss also involves me being a therapist at times. And it's fucking frustrating. And so I always wonder how the big dudes do it, like in a corporation type setting. Like, at what point do they stop governing and being a part of the human resources part of it and all the culture of it? You know what I mean?
That is why they also have human resources. And
like, at what point though? Like, what amount of employees is it? 100 employees? Is it 50? Is it 500? Like, what point you're like, okay, I'm stepping out. I don't want any part of this anymore.
I definitely think at 50 you should get
50 employee. Okay.
I definitely think at 50 you should definitely have someone. That's too many people to manage solely.
Yeah, because it's a bitch. I've had like these petty trying to figure a person's brain out. Like, I'm trying to work with somebody. I'm like, I'm in a situation I shouldn't be in. I'm like, I'm trying to juggle 10 things at a time, and then I got to deal with the therapy session on a job site. It's like, it's fucking annoying. I'm like, how long does this have to last?
You guys just come to work and do the fucking job.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I wish it could just... Well, it's not. It's just one individual.
Working with you is fucking easy. I don't know what the fuck.
I know. So, here's the thing. Specifically today, I had yeah, exactly. Managing people, Phil. It's a bitch. But trying to talk to this guy about... You know when someone's arguing with you and you're trying to just come up with a solution?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not arguing with you. More specifically, they're trying to point out that you're wrong.
Yeah.
They're like, no, see, you're actually wrong. I'm like, I don't see how I'm wrong, but I don't care. I'm just trying to come up with a solution, though. Like, you're on this wrong and right conversation right now, and I'm not. I'm saying, what is the solution right now? Mm-hmm. And that's what I felt like I was having with this guy. And I hate when I get in that conversation with
anybody. Is it the 55-year-old man?
Yes.
Just...
Yeah, he's almost not gonna make it, but I'm still giving him a chance a little bit right now. But see, it's the worst time for it because we're so backed up. Though I don't have anybody lined up. There would need to be someone to take a spot immediately, and that's the problem. So
I'll put out some ads, find someone, and then just fire him, and then get someone else.
I mean, I could, but there needs to be somebody to help out the other employee. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave him hanging. I can't be brought on the job site right now. So. There's a lot of things going on here, and so I need him to work out right now, and so I'm trying to make it work. But you're right, if it comes to it, I mean, not to let him go, but yeah, it just reminds me, I'm like, I've hardly ever been in that scenario, but I know somebody might have been in this once or twice, but I feel like it's a rare thing. But when you're trying to, it's like you're having two conversations and you're not even like, are we talking about the same thing here?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I understand. Like, you're on this kick of you're trying to talk about who's wrong and right and whatever. Like, I'm not even worried about any of that shit. Let's just find a fucking solution here. And so that's where the frustration came in. I'm sitting here just on a completely different plane, a problem solution plane, and a guy's like having a hard time understand pay periods is what we're talking about. So
you got more patience than me because I'm already annoyed just you talking about it. Not with you, but just hearing about this stupid drama over nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have been like, figure the fuck out or leave. I would have already been there. And then they were like, no. I'm like, all right, we'll just leave. Just fucking leave.
I mean, yeah.
I would have already went there because I would be the hard ass boss. Like, I'd be the chill boss. But then when people start acting like little bitches, I'd be like, go take your little bitch ass somewhere else, you know?
I mean, there's going to be a point where it does come to that. He hasn't really gotten there yet, but he's definitely getting close. It's just like, bro. Like, where you're really, I think he's trying to take it to the extreme. He's trying to take me to that point, I think. But, it's a bitch, but I noticed, yes, being a boss also requires being a fucking therapist. And that's not the only instance. Like, I'm sitting here talking to him the other day about like, hey, dude, he's complaining, he's arguing with the other guy on site. There's like, hey, dude, why don't you shut the fuck up and not, all you're doing is ever telling me this and that. And I'm like, right in front of me. And I'm like, why are you getting upset, dude? I was like, this guy's the lead. Like, he's ahead of you. It's like, what he's going as his job is to kind of tell you some stuff. And he's like, yeah, well, you're not here. When you're not here, he's a different person. And he starts saying shit like that. And I'm like,
wait, he actually said shut the fuck up to the dude?
Yeah.
See, I would have just been like, don't say that again or you're fired.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm trying to understand him. Like, it didn't really bother me that much. It was bothering me is that he couldn't convey his fucking he couldn't use his words.
That's what I was saying.
Put it that way.
I'd have been like,
and I do have a little patience in that regard. Like, I could have just been like, yeah, get out of here, dude. You can't talk to me. You know, if you can't convey your words, then. But I'm giving him. I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. I guess I'm choosing to be a fucking therapist at this point now.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, this fucking guy obviously needs to be taught or told what's not working. And I was like, dude, I don't know what you're getting mad about. He's the lead. He's going to tell you some stuff. If you don't like what he's saying to you, or if you feel like he's condescending you, or if there's whatever, you feel a certain way, there's a different way to communicate that to him than you just saying, fuck off. Yeah. Like, what I'm saying is there's an adult way to handle this conversation, and you're not doing that. And like, I'm having this type of conversation with
a 55-year-old
man, and that's the therapy part of it. I'm like, okay, I'm choosing to have this conversation with this guy. Am I going to really have this conversation with this guy, or am I just going to I can either do that or let things go. There's 3 things I could do. I can let them go.
Yeah.
I can continue to let things operate and hope they work themselves out, or I can do what I did. And so I did what I did. And so if that doesn't work, I'm definitely not going to let things continue to go the way they are and hope they work themselves out. The other option would be to let them go. So, but that's the fun stuff, man. Like, it got me thinking, like, at what point do I get out of the therapy part of it? I guess it's really it was a voluntary thing on my part. I didn't have to, but like you said, I could have just let him go. Mm-hmm. But I'm at a point where I got to make a decision, like, because he's useful for certain things, but he's not completely.
Yeah, see, it's even more of a detriment than he is an asset.
Well, he hasn't made mistakes on the job. It's just like petty arguments and like not communicating well and that type of shit.
Yeah, well, a really good part of having a good business, good company, is having an environment where people want to work in.
And can communicate, yeah, exactly.
And having someone like that is literally making it like a toxic work environment.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's what I'm feeling. And
so here's the thing, though. But if you fire him and the next employee says the same shit, then you know you have a problem with your lead, right?
Yeah. Well, I had to talk with both of them, and I was trying to figure out actually what was going on, because they were telling me different things, and I was like, well, let's have a conversation together now. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, you gotta let him take the reins, like, and you gotta follow him. If you don't like what he has to say, then talk to him about it. Like, you guys need to work together. I had that conversation with him, with the work together conversation, and then I guess the day went much better. Apparently, that was yesterday, and then today happened with the argument with me. So the job performance has gotten better with them too, but then he decided to have a petty argument with me. It wasn't even an argument. He was just trying to point out to me that I was wrong about something, and I was like, it was something so irrelevant though. I was like, we just had a fucking 15-minute conversation about you trying to point out something that I was wrong about. Who cares? Even if I was wrong, I don't care. I want a solution.
Exactly.
I want a fucking solution. We just wasted 15 minutes for you to... What was that about? For you to just say, like, I told you so?
You just want to feel vindicated.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that was a waste of fucking time. That type of scenario where I'm having a conversation with somebody about problem solving, and they're, like, on a completely different thought process on, like, wait a sec, so you're saying this and you're saying that, and this actually means this, and like technically that, I'm like, no.
Here's what you need to do. So this is probably what I would do. I'd be like, all right, you know what, I'm wrong in this situation, but I just need you to work and get along with that dude. So you can say I'm wrong, whatever.
Yeah, I said that in one form or another, but he still kind of brought it back.
And then if you'd been like, no, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna walk away because I already told you you're right. So have fun arguing with nothing over nothing. Bye.
Yeah, see,
don't got time for this.
That's kind of almost how it ended. I was just like, we didn't really figure it out, and I was like, I think we just misunderstood each other, but obviously we did. But more importantly, when you misunderstand each other and you're still not getting it, maybe just move on, and then from there on start to understand each other, I guess. But for some reason what we were talking about just didn't click, and we weren't understanding each other. We just couldn't, even after 20 minutes of talking. So he's just I noticed he's a very special dude. He doesn't listen completely. Maybe, I don't know, but the whole reason I brought it up though is just for the pain in the ass of having to do the therapy session though, and I feel like I've kind of had to do that quite a bit, just on every employee that I've, some are lower maintenance than the others, but that's what it is, man.
Here's the thing, though.
Employees come with baggage.
Here's the funny thing. I feel like it'd be less of a pain in the ass if he was fucking up on the site on accident, but was a nice guy.
You think that's less of a problem?
Yeah.
I don't. Because some mistakes cost a lot of money.
Well,
that's the thing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
it depends.
We're talking about the business.
Depends on I'm saying if they're not that expensive of mistakes. You know what I mean?
Because so the mistake on the job can't be worked out without money. The mistakes on a person can be worked out by talking to them.
Yeah, but they're more stressful, probably.
They are, but if you can understand each other, it doesn't have to be. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but you can't expect your employees to be all emotionally intelligent, because obviously people are fucking morons.
Yeah, I'm not expecting them to be emotionally intelligent. What am I expecting from that guy? I'm expecting him to just follow direction and not look for things to, I don't know.
He's too old, apparently, and he
friction.
He has an ego, is what it is. He's old, has an ego, and he thinks that he shouldn't be. He's like, maybe he has knowledge. So like, what? He has knowledge. He's got, his age status. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he feels like he shouldn't be being bossed around. Probably is what it is. Probably. So he has an ego problem here, and he doesn't like being fucking told what to do.
I mean, that could.
And that's his own fucking issue. You know what I mean? So it's like, figure out your own fucking shit. Or go find another job. Go find yourself a higher up position somewhere else, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be it. I don't know what it is, but
I'm psychoanalyzing this guy that I've never met, but that's what it sounds like.
I already had that conversation with him. I said, I think you got a bit of an ego problem, dude, and I'm asking you to kind of just chill out on that. Like, you're gonna have to take direction. You're gonna have to go with the flow, dude. Like, because this is just a different trade you're getting into here.
Everyone has to take it. You know what? Even if you're the CEO of a company, you got your shareholders.
Here's the thing, man.
You know what I mean? It's like,
people have a hard time. This is how I actually respect a lot of people when they can, because I've done this for myself. Because I have a lot of skill, actually, man. Especially when we're talking about construction industry, I have a lot of skills and I can accomplish a lot. But I'm very aware that I'm constantly learning and I haven't capped out. You know what I mean? And so that attitude helps me solve problems and do what I'm talking about. But this guy, sometimes it happens. You run into somebody who's been building houses for 15 years or whatever. You know what I mean? They know how to do something really well, and then let's just use him as an example. That's what he does. He's built houses that's probably accurate, actually. And so coming into this, he feels like he should know. It should be straightforward. He's built something so complex that this should be easy for him. And me telling him stuff, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, you shouldn't have to tell me, because I could build a house myself. That attitude, that I run into that quite a bit, because people think they're so experienced, but what they don't realize is it's a different trade, man. Like, also, generally it's the same, but you're different material. Wood and metal is different.
You can make a cool analogy. Be like, yeah, like a pilot knows how to do everything, but they still go through everything every single time they do it, right?
Training or what?
No, when they're flying a plane, they have like a book. They're like, here's a step.
Yeah.
Step. Just because you know it doesn't mean you gotta sit there and be egotistical about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having someone making sure that you're following a procedure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you make sure things are done properly. That's why planes don't crash as much anymore. It's like, even if you know everything and you don't go through like a procedure, you might forget something, fuck up, and then have to go back or have to tear it down. So it's like, whatever, dude. Just fucking get over yourself.
But yeah, exactly. But just having that open mind, just dropping it. It's like, okay, even if I use that to your advantage, man. People do themselves a disservice when they know a lot and they go into something and are like, okay, I know a lot, so I'm going to use. What they could do is apply.
It's a fixed mindset versus growth mindset.
Yeah, and with the growth mindset, you can actually apply all the shit that you know already to this new endeavor. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this might actually work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Instead of being like having this certainty attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm certain this is it, but you're not. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a fake certainty attitude.
Also, we've had this conversation. If you want to succeed in a company, we've had this conversation. Be a likable person.
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Having an ego and being an asshole isn't going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, I actually did a Forbes a review on a Forbes article a while back last year, and it was like 9 things that make you unlikable. Mm-hmm. It was really thought provoking. I should probably revisit that actually, because I did a video, and I could write notes on it and revisit that conversation. But as far as let's see here. Let's answer some of these. Ben, line I heard from a boss, don't bring me a problem unless you have a solution. Nice. Yes, I'm going to start using that. Yeah, that's a great fucking line right there. Let's see, just fire him, save yourselves a headache. And I might have to do that, man. I'm giving him one last little shot here. Like I was telling Danny, man, like I probably would fire him in a heartbeat. The thing is, I'm way backed up and I don't have anybody lined up right now, and I don't want to do that. I can't step on the job site, and I don't want to leave the lead by himself. So I'm kind of in a pickle when it comes to having to deal with him, unless he absolutely makes me fire him. Then in that case, I'm forced to figure the situation out. But what do you say? Employees can give you headaches. That's part of being a boss. Yeah, I know, man. I get it. Headache. What I'm talking about is different, though, Jim. We're talking about headaches. I'm talking about therapy. You know what I mean? Like, I've chosen to actually talk to these dudes, like, and tell them what they should be doing as far as and how they should be communicating, like, properly with an individual. You know what I mean? I don't know how many employers actually do that. But to be honest, I've never had that conversation, I don't think, from an employer but I've never had friction like that either, so yeah, that's probably why. But
I think I have before.
What do you say? Or having employees, but you have firing options. Yeah. What type of company? So we build sunrooms, decks, patio covers, handrails, retractable awnings, power screens, outdoor living improvement stuff. So it's kind of specialty contracts,
basically.
Yeah, additions, outdoor living, really. And it's all very high quality stuff. It's not made out of wood. It's all like extruded aluminum, and the decks are made out of composite typically. Blend and make a team. You have to be able to blend and make a team like a pitcher's catcher. Right? I heard Jack Ma say something one time. He's like a billionaire. I don't know what company he owns, but I always recognize his face, and I know he's very rich. But I heard him saying something about how he was never smart technologically or with much business wise, but what he did was seek out people who were much smarter than him to do the harder things for him. You know what I mean? I was like, well, yeah, that might be what I have to do. Just seek out a bunch of smart people.
Yeah, he has a good point. In the hiring process, you asked him about being a team player and such. You should.
I do. I asked them, do you work well with others?
Okay.
Everybody's going to say yes to all. That's the thing. You can ask a question and they're going to give you the answer you want.
Have them like a sign a thing. Like, if you are a jackass and can't work well with a team, after saying this, you're going to be fired.
Yeah. I like a different approach. I'm going to try this actually. This guy gave me an idea on this. He had him like... He just gave him a stupid test. He like put a piece of paper down and a pencil and said, draw me a perfect circle. Literally. And like he said, he would watch people sit there and, you know, struggle, or, you know, it's got, you know, the best perfect circle, and then he's seen one person like grab something and just do that, and he was like, oh yeah, I guess there's no rules. He didn't, and he made a perfect circle. Yeah. Like, oh, that's pretty smart.
That's what I would do. I would either do that.
So I need like a, you know, creative.
I would do that, or to be like, it's not even possible to make a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's a good way to understand a person's brain a little bit better on some common sense shit. Yeah. I'm going to have to think that out, but maybe I'll think out some creative tests.
Yeah, the thing I would probably do is if there's something circular, I would make a circle and then be like, that's still not a perfect circle, but that's as close as we're going to get, so.
Yeah. But we've run out of time.
Yeah.
This is it, fellas. Folks, Andrea, I'm sure we lost her, but if you're still here, thanks for joining. Philip, Jim, we'll see you guys next time. Let's say Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes, we'll see you guys on Saturday. It's been good talking about guns, employees, therapy. What else? Clinton.
It's been a good podcast.
Inslee.
You got topics for days. I didn't even bring up shit.
Nice.
We did go on a lot of side tangents though, so.
Yeah. And so, I'm going to try these little ideas on the interviewing process. We'll see what happens. But, yep, you guys have a good night.
Yep, good night.
You can find us on all these platforms again. Twitter, Twitch, not LinkedIn. Where am I going with that? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, obviously. Is there another one?
Twitch?
Instagram.
Instagram, there it is. Okay.
Instagram.
You nailed it.
Get us on all those. Find it, like it, share us. Like Philip said, how do we get more followers? Well, start sharing it up and invite people. So.
Or go to all our channels and just follow them.
Yep, absolutely.
They are posted in the description of all of our live videos. We have the links to all of our different platforms. So if you guys want to do that.
There you have it.
Yep.
All right, folks. We'll catch you Saturday, 7 o'clock. So until then, keep it viral.
Keep it contagious.
Later.